All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to give you a 5-step guide on how you can get unstuck in your life, no matter the kind of rut you're finding yourself right now. You see, 3 years ago, I was actually a pump attendant in a filling station, receiving about $12 a month. I was going to a job I totally hated. I didn't want to be there. There was no day where I woke up and actually wanted to be there, but I had to go to the job because I needed to support my family. Fast forward 3 years later, after I started my own fashion business, well, here we are, and what can I say? God is good. So what I'm about to do is share with you the 5 steps I took to get myself unstuck from my previous monotonous life to the life I'm living right now, daily taking steps towards my dream life, daily doing something about my dreams, my desires, and my goals. I intend for this video to be a quick one, so let's get right into it. Now, the first thing I want you to understand before I go ahead to give you the 5-step guideline is your life can change. You are not helpless. You can change your life literally from night to day. You can begin to make changes right now to guarantee you a better future. Things don't have to remain the same. That's the first mental correction I want you to have. You may be stuck right now, but let nobody deceive you. You are one decision away from changing your life forever. The first step you need to take if you want to get unstuck from your current life situation is to be still. Now, I'm not asking for you to agree with me, but just listen to me for a moment, all right? Because what I'm sharing with you right now are things that I actually put into practice. These are things that I actually did. So give me 1 minute and I'm going to explain what I mean by be still. The reason why most people get stuck in an undesired life situation is because they are just too busy in that life situation that they don't have the time to actually get out of that life and plan on how to start taking steps to actualizing their dream life situation. So what I'm suggesting right now is, for God's sakes, be still. Actually take out time from the life that you're obviously not interested in living. Just step away from that life for a moment, right? I'm not suggesting you quit your job. I'm not suggesting you go fire your boss. I'm not suggesting you do away with all the responsibility you have currently, but just take out time to be still. This is a period of thinking. This is a period of meditation. This is a period of you just not living by outside circumstances, right? You not just being reactive to life, but actually taking out time to settle down, to live life at your pace, to live life at your intent. Take out time to be quiet for a moment. And this leads me to the second step, which is evaluate your current position. Know exactly what's going on. Let life not leave you. Live life, right? If nothing changes, nothing will change. If you keep living the kind of life you're living right now, you're just going to keep getting what you've been getting. If you keep doing what you've been doing, you're going to keep getting what you've been getting. If nothing changes, nothing changes. If you want to change your current life situation for the better, take out time to evaluate and think, how did you actually get to where you are? What decisions led you to this current position? What decisions could you have taken better to lead you to a better life? What decisions can you start taking now to lead you to your dream life? These are questions you need to ask yourself during the period of honest self-evaluation. You need to evaluate your current circumstances, evaluate where you're intending to go to, evaluate the decisions that have led you to this position. Think about the decisions you need to start taking to lead you to the destination you're actually aiming for. And then thirdly, decide on the next action step. Don't get yourself stuck in analysis paralysis, right? You could easily get yourself thinking, blazing about thinking, you're strategizing something when you should actually be taking action. You should actually be going ahead with the things, the ideas that has come to you, the ideas that the universe has given to you for you to change your current life situation. You need to understand that you are one decision away from changing your life forever. One decision. You are one decision away from taking poison and you die. You are one decision away from getting drunk, getting into a car and driving into somewhere you don't know. You get into an accident and that's it. You're gone. You're paralyzed. You're dead. Something goes wrong. Your life changes forever. You're one decision away from changing your life. So after you've taken out time to be still, you've taken out time to evaluate your current position, you need to decide on your next step. You need to decide on your next action step. Be fast. Know that life doesn't wait for nobody. Be fast. Know that time is constantly moving. And then number 4, take action. And yes, you need to start taking action, all right? You need to start taking different actions. If you've taken the previous steps correctly, then you shouldn't have a problem here, all right? You shouldn't have a problem beginning to take action. What you want to keep in mind though, is that all your previous actions got you the kind of life you're living right now. All your previous decisions got you the kind of life you're living right now. You've decided to decide differently. You need to start acting differently. Think different, act different. If nothing changes, nothing changes. If you keep drinking, if you keep womanizing, if you keep going into Pornhub, if you keep masturbating, if you keep chasing women, if you keep spending currently, understand that those are the actions that have gotten you the current life you have right now, the life that you want to change, the life you obviously want to grow above. So you need to start taking different actions. Something has to change. You need to start changing those actions. You need to start allocating your time differently. Show me the things you invent your life, your time into, and I'm going to show you what your future will look like. It's not magic, it's plain science. Everything happens for a reason. There is no effect without a cause. The life you currently live in is an effect of all the actions you've been taking previously. It's as a result of the actions you've been taking in the past. So for you to change the current life you're living right now, you need to start taking different actions. And then lastly, as I said, I don't intend for this video to get too long. The last guide I'm going to give you is act as though it was impossible to fail. You want to change something, you want to quit something, you want to quit watching porn, you want to quit masturbating, you want to quit all the self-destructive actions and decisions you've been taking in the past. Act as though it was impossible to fail. Act as though everything is meant to fall into place. Act as though you've already overcome your current life situation, because trust me, that one mental frame can make magic happen for you. Key phrase: act as though it was impossible to fail. Act as though the universe has decided that you are a winner. Nothing can make a change from that. Nothing can make you a loser. You know what? In fact, scratch it. If you take anything away from our session today, if you take anything away from this discussion we're having right now, it should be this one. Act as though it was impossible to fail, because the reality is the life you want already exists. You just need to become the person qualified to step into it. When you become that person, you will step into that life. I promise you this. Now, I don't want to get too carried away. I actually want this video to be as short as possible, so you'll be able to remember the things that were discussed for you to be able to implement them outrightly. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. YouTube is going to recommend a video on your screen right now. One video I made some time back. I recommend you go watch that one. And as always, remember, good things happen to good people. So be one.